Welcome to this episode of the GymInformer podcast. I'm Chris Gilbert, your host for this episode. And today our guest is John Ievoli. He owns Fitt4Life Pro Gym in the New York State area. It's upstate, not in the city, but it's a super cool gym. I got to work out there over the summer just a few weeks ago. It's a super cool gym. He's got some really cool old school pieces mixed in with some new school. I'm excited to talk to him about it. But before we get started, let me take a pause and I'll show you the photos I took when I was at the gym. All right, John, super cool gym. I'm excited to talk about it. But before we get started, how did you become a gym owner? What was your path to becoming a gym owner?
Yeah, so thanks for having me. Interesting enough, I've been a trainer since 2014. It was always a passion of mine. I've been doing it now, you figure 11 years, and it progressively evolved from there. I started out, and eventually branched out from a New York sports club and opened up my own facility that we still have over in Throgs Neck in the Bronx. We've had that now 5 years. And how I became a full health club owner was interesting, actually. One day I got a phone call from a real estate developer who wanted to know if I was interested in putting a location in one of those luxury buildings. And I heard them out, took the ride down there, seeing what it was about. The numbers didn't work, but it just sparked like a whole chain of events that, kind of continued after. And I actually was not familiar with, the Newburgh upstate area at the time. And, but just through, my agent and then people he knew, there happened to be a landlord that, had just recently got rid of their tenant here, but it was a full gym facility. And it was like, listen, I don't know the business. Go take a ride up there since you're interested in opening up a gym and see what you think. And it's been history ever since.
Wow. So you didn't buy the gym. This is your gym from the scratch.
So I bought the gym over. Yes. So it wasn't mine from the scratch. We've had it 2 years. We just had our 2-year anniversary in July. We have definitely put our mark on the gym. It was in really bad shape when we got here 2 years ago, to say the least.
So was the Nebula equipment there when you got there, or did you add that?
No, so the Nebula equipment was here, mixed in with a bunch of other equipment. And the Nebula equipment is, awesome by far. So we took our time to fix everything, refurbish a lot of it, reupholster some of it, that, the stuff that needed some TLC. And it's kind of what set the blueprint for all of our equipment and modern day brands that we know today. Mm-hmm. So the Nebula stuff, we're always going to keep here. It's really awesome.
Oh yeah. And you've got some Nebula pieces. I've been over 300 gyms and you've got some Nebula pieces I haven't seen in any other gym.
That's interesting.
That selectorized seated row.
That's funny. That was going to be the first one I was about to talk about. I've never seen it anywhere else.
No, I've never seen it in any other gym. You're the only person I know that has that piece. That is a super cool piece. And then there's a couple other pieces. What was that?
That's probably one of my favorites. Again, I think especially not just because it's, it's ours. I have yet to see that anywhere.
Oh yeah. It doesn't exist anywhere else that I know of. I'm sure somebody else has one, but it's an incredibly rare piece. Most people, I think, don't even know it exists.
Yeah.
Because I've never even seen it or heard anybody talking about it. And it's got a really good strength curve on it. So I liked using it. It reminds me a little bit of the that plate loaded straight bar pull down, but more in a row.
Yeah, and it has a nice angle to it too, where it really helps as you start to pull it back. It kind of drives almost like a downward angle in. It's one of those old school greats that unfortunately is probably lost with time, unless you're lucky to find one.
Oh yeah, and it's super cool. And then you had some other really cool pieces from Nebula in there. I was impressed with how much Nebula, because it's like almost a whole full line of Nebula.
Yeah. So it's interesting enough too. I don't know if you happen to take notice when you were here. This is something else I've never gotten to experience yet in another gym. It's the Nebula Smith machine. But the cool thing about it is not that I'm the tallest, but even people taller than me, and I'm 5'7", can do a full standing overhead press, and it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
hit the top like you
Mm-hmm.
would get in every traditional Smith machine that you have, today.
Yeah, I've probably seen a couple of those, but not a ton.
Yeah, even for me, that's probably one of the I think the only one that I've seen so far. I mean, you've been to, obviously. It took you 300 gyms to see a couple of them, so
Right.
your average person probably isn't going to find too
Yes,
many.
you've definitely got some rare pieces.
Yeah, it's really cool stuff.
So then I'm assuming that the Arsenal pieces you added.
Yeah, so the Arsenal stuff we added, and we just started adding some stuff from Bolt Fitness as well. I'm a
Okay.
huge fan of Arsenal.
What was it about Arsenal that you were like, you know what? Arsenal's the brand we need to go with to pair with this old school Nebula.
So Arsenal is one of those brands that still brings that rugged, serious aspect to working out. The results-driven aspect that we really try to push here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I love everything the brand stands for. I actually was invited and flew out to Arsenal's showroom over in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you those guys are great, I mean, we had such a great time there. We got to test out all the equipment. And I mean, I love the brand. I can't say enough. I love what they stand for. And then the equipment is solid. I mean, even from the handles to when you're picking it up, like you can really feel the difference in the quality that they put into their builds compared to some of the other stuff that I've tested, and I'm sure you've even come across in your time.
Yeah, and you can tell it's like, if it wasn't a Tom Ireland design, they at least borrowed Tom's ideas.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So you've got that paired. You got like the old school Tom Ireland OG pieces, and then you've got the new school Arsenal that was at least inspired by Tom's designs.
Yes, you'll see even certain things like the selectorized fly machine almost looks pretty close to the Nebula stuff, and I think it just speaks to the quality and the appreciation for solid equipment that really helps get any gym goer at any level to that next phase in their journey.
Yeah. So then what was it about Bolt that you were like, you know what, that's a good company to go along with this like basic like Tom Ireland gym we've got?
So it's interesting. Bolt is something that I've kind of just discovered fairly recently. I actually noticed them because they did a very big project in one of the Wolf gyms.
Mm-hmm.
So I started looking into them, and I'd seen, especially now, a lot of their plate loaded stuff. It resembles some of the old school hammer strength stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's what kind of caught my eye. And then I said, you know what, let's give it a shot and bring in some new fresh pieces into the gym. Because, like, for example, your hammer strength incline press, you could almost guarantee you're going to find everywhere.
Yeah.
So they had some unique pieces that I enjoyed working out when I was, that I found in my certain gyms of my travels that I was like, I wanted to bring up here and kind of bring a little more uniqueness to the gym.
No, yeah. And I'm starting to come across them a lot more often. Like, I probably saw them the first time maybe a year ago. And since then, I've seen them in quite a few different gyms. Yeah. So they're definitely making a name for themselves quickly.
Yeah, same thing. Luckily, I didn't get a chance to go down and try out the equipment, but still very fortunate. Again, another solid build. Our chest press got the uniqueness. You can kind of move the angles in and out if you wanted to hit more chest or more tricep. So another huge win, dealing with Bolt as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's they've got some good stuff. I wouldn't say I love every piece I've used from them, but I haven't loved every piece I've used from any manufacturer. So.
Right. Yeah, things always
even Panada's got pieces I didn't like at all.
Yeah.
So the atmosphere of the gym, like, first off, let me just say, I think I probably said this to you in the message. The guy you had working the front desk the day I was there, awesome.
JT, yes.
he was so friendly, so just like such a good employee. Like never let that dude go. Like
No, he's one of the great ones. I will say, and good help is hard to find these days. I'm sure you hear it.
he was solid. And just like we couldn't get in touch with you. And for anybody who doesn't know the backstory, obviously most of you don't know the backstory, or any of you know that. I just drop by the gym. I don't ever drop by gyms. I always set things up ahead of time. But I was on a road trip, stopped for the night, found the gym, and just dropped in. And that's not something I ever do. But the employee did everything he could to try to get in touch with John to get approval for me to come in and review the gym. So like he was great. I was so like impressed with just the effort he put in. But from an atmosphere standpoint, you've got like a unique kind of feel in the gym because you've got like it's a bright, you got bright walls, it's a bright gym, you've got a couple different, but you've got the new kind of bluish Arsenal equipment, which was a unique color. I kind of like I dug that mixed with the old school Arsenal. So it's kind of like it's a unique feel because it's kind of like a fitness center welcoming environment mixed with, oh, this is still a little bit hardcore. Like, is that kind of what you were going for? Like, what were you going for from an atmosphere standpoint?
Yes. So believe it or not, when I kind of shadowed the gym at the time for a month to decide if like, am I ready for this challenge? And it was just one of those old school, dirty, I'm talking like heavy metal on the speakers, like no woman would ever walk in there type of gyms. And, that, again, nothing wrong with it. But, and a lot of us who like to train in those types of environments where you're getting to get that serious feel. But, I started to come across like, well, why can't we have that, but still not be dirty? Still not be scary to your average gym goer or to your new gym goer, because at one point or another, we all started somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been working very, very hard. I mean, and it starts with the front desk. So big shout out to JT that we wanted to, my goal is to, because I come from a personal training background, was revolutionize the old stereotype of, nitty gritty gym and turn it into a results driven gym. Mm-hmm. Right? Where you're going to get the serious training. So here at Fitt4Life, you can come in at 5:00, that prime time gym hour, and you're never going to have that issue where you can never get on a machine. One, we never oversaturate our gym, but two, the culture in here is whether you're, we have a lot of athletes here as well. So we have the turf field, things like that. So whether you're the college athlete or you're the new gym goer, they're all here to train. So we've been striving every day to kind of change the perception on serious training, where it doesn't have to be heavy metal. It doesn't have to be dirty. It doesn't have to be rude or nasty. It can still be serious and welcoming in to people who want to actually make that change.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. And I can't stand a dirty gym. Like I'll walk out of a dirty gym, but I absolutely love a gritty gym.
Yes.
And if you've been to a few different gyms, you can easily understand the difference between dirty and gritty.
Yep.
And I feel like you've kind of walked that balance or balanced that line between like inviting and gritty.
Yes.
I wouldn't necessarily call your gym gritty, but it's got some like grittiness to it.
Yeah. When you see some of the dumbbells and you see some of the equipment, you're like, oh, okay, you train here. But at the same time, you're not leaving with, you're not catching something or getting any type of, infections from sweat.
All right. You're not going to walk out of there with hepatitis.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, dude, I had stories when I first got here and I was like, oh, well, you'll never have to worry about that again. So that was a big, big push for us. And we want, especially nowadays, women are training, right? Mm-hmm. So to have a gym that women won't go to, from a business standpoint, you're set for failure.
Mm-hmm.
And then two, on top of that, I want a place for everybody, right? So one of the big things we push here is Fitt4Life family. Can't be a family if you're only inviting one group of people.
Right. Yeah, and I've started seeing like women are flocking to hardcore gyms because no one bothers them there. Like a woman who wants to lift can go into a hardcore gym and know that the guys who are at that gym aren't there to pick them up or ask them out. They're there to lift heavy and go hard. So women are starting to, I see lots of women working out in really hardcore gyms that you didn't see 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's a full shift. And I actually come from a gym where I've watched and witnessed what happened. I was a trainer, right? So you're relying, majority of your business is female usually. And I've watched how fast an environment can go left, where we'll call it the members run the show, and it's not the good ones.
Yes.
So we are super community is big here, right? Because at the end of the day, is a squat is a squat, no matter what gym you do it at. So it's got to be more than that. Right?
Yes.
It's encouragement. It's the people. It's the fun when you walk in and the happiness you feel when you leave. So we've really pushed that line of you're coming here to train, which is where you're going to get that rough grittiness look. But at the same time, you should still care about your environment. And that's kind of what
100%.
we've been pushing.
Yeah, I always say that like your equipment might get them in the gym. Your atmosphere and your culture will keep them in the gym.
Yes.
Making them a part of your community will keep them there for a very long time.
Yes. I mean, and that's so big here, so I always tell people, because we get, compared to a lot of corporate gyms, because that's really all that's up here. There's not too many, honestly, like mom and pop, we'll call them, or small boutique gyms like myself, up here. So, you're always going to get your corporate comparisons. And I always tell people, if you're looking for that really, really cheap, or you're looking for the social club, that's where you go. If you're really looking for a place that's fun, that's great to be a part of, and a place to train, you come here. Like all of our members, new or old, they all get 6-week workout programs that we've sat down and worked and created for them, especially the newer members. So at least they're not just stuck to that cardio section. Right?
Yeah.
Like, we really want people lifting weights, because just from a health standpoint, we really have learned and know the benefits of it. So
100%.
me, a owner who really wants to help people, if I just watch half of my members sit on a cardio deck, who am I helping? So, we provide the workout programs, we provide the workout plans. And then you talked about community and parties. Almost every 3 months, we're doing a party here or an event.
Oh, nice.
We had Ghost, the Ghost supplement brand. They did a party last year. We had, so we bring in DJs, food, vendors. We just celebrated our 2-year anniversary. So we had a huge party here then too. We gave raffles away. We do like fitness bingo challenges. We do all different things to try to keep, the energy up, because the gym, it takes a lot out of you, day in and day out. So we just try to spice it up a little bit for our members.
No, that's super cool. You mentioned the turf. Like, I was going to get to that at some point. That's a unique spot, because I don't know that I've been to any other fitness centers that have that big of turf dedicated to basically like sports performance. Because yours is a fitness center. It's not a sports performance facility, but you have a huge like sports performance area. Like,
yeah. So it's interesting. When I first came in, right, I had this vision of like, we're going to build almost like we'll call it a bougie gym. And, but we're going to deliver it at a better price point and all these things. And then, when I took over, part of the name also said sports complex. And up here, sports are huge, right? It's a little less city-like up here. So kids are more, are a lot heavier involved in sports than, let's say down in, in the city where I'm originally from. So I decided to lean into that a lot. And that the whole turf field was probably our first big project. It took almost 6 months, because we basically ripped everything out of there, because it was set up almost like an arcade batting cage, where everything was pivoted. The balls would roll into a conveyor belt system and then pitch, pitch out to you. And teams couldn't do anything with that.
Right.
So we really, we ripped it all out, added down the turf field. And I got to tell you, it's been huge for us. We now work with Mount St. Mary's College, the baseball and softball teams, tons of travel teams. And then on the, we have that free area too, where you have your boxes for box jump, battle rope, sleds, all that good stuff. And that's brought in a huge wrestling following too. So pretty proud to say that we have the number 2 wrestler in the state that trains here.
Oh, nice.
We had the number 13th ranked wrestler in the state that was training here too. So I realized that the sports stuff is huge. So how do we ignore that?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Now, just for anybody who's never seen the gym, like how big is that area? Because I said it's big, but like.
Yeah, so I could put a whole nother gym in that one area. And I was like,
100%.
hey, worst case scenario, that's what we're going to do. That one area alone is 5,600 square feet.
Oh, that's even bigger than I thought. I was going to guess like 4,500. So yeah, it's a whole other small gym.
Yeah, so it's big enough to fit 3 batting cages, a pitching mound, and still have a whole free area for members and other athletes that, aren't necessarily baseball or softball related.
Wow. Yeah, that's huge. So we talked a lot about like what you're doing really well with the gym. Is there anything at this point after 2 years you wish you were doing better?
I would say doing better. I would say not necessarily. You could always do better, right? So
right.
Just in terms of like from a business side, right? You can always call more leads or send out more flyers, send out more marketing. You can always do that. I would say what I wish I could do more of, or I would say better, it would be faster. For me, it's more about the speed. Like I said, when we got here, it was pretty bad, right?
Yeah.
But the gym industry now, it's not a cheap one.
No.
You're from dumbbells all the way. I mean, even a bench will run you, especially, a quality one will run you almost close to $1,000.
Yeah.
So I would, if I could do anything, it would be do everything that I have in my head faster.
Nice.
I want to bring it to the members so fast, and I don't want them to think like we're just talk. I mean, we made a huge progress already, but there's just so much more I want to do. We just recently built out a posing room now. I have tons of more unique pieces of equipment that I have like on a shopping cart waiting to bring in.
Nice.
So it's just one of those things. I wouldn't say better. I would say faster.
Okay, nice. Because you've obviously got plans, which was my next question. Like, what's the future for the gym? Like, are you happy with where you are? Are you just looking to like make this gym as good as you could possibly make it? Do you ever want to be in a bigger gym? Will there ever be a second gym? Like, what's the future?
So I'm definitely, it's funny. Everyone always tells me you got to be happy with where you are. And I can't control it. I'm definitely proud of where we are, but not satisfied. I mean, I have huge plans for this place. I also say like I'm a glutton for punishment. I love the drive to build stuff and like open up another location and build it up again. So one, to answer your first part of your question is we're going to maximize this place. My goal is to truthfully take over Newburgh in Orange County.
Nice.
It's, I think we're already starting to make some headway. I have this huge visions in my head. We want to blow out the back of the gym and make it our old school section and make it all nebula and then bring in all that unique stuff from Arsenal and Bolt. And, I even had my eye on a couple war strength pieces to continue to bring that environment of you're going to come here and you're going to train, but it doesn't have to be scary and dirty and nasty. Right. So I want to really change that. And then in terms of continuing after, I want to keep branching out. I love what we do. I love the community we build. I have, like I said, I had the personal training and semi-private training facility in the Bronx. Our community there, we have so much fun there. It's a little more personal than up here. But we're bringing that whole environment, that whole training aspect up here too, with all the different events. So if I can just keep branching out, like I said, I love the punishment. I love the stress and just keep branching out and keep trying to bring that atmosphere into the fitness world where you can train heavy, lift hard, see results, pride yourself on the results, but it doesn't have to be all of those negative things that we kind of known are dungeon gyms that, may not bother some of us, but really deter a lot of other people from changing their lives.
Yeah, 100%. No, yeah, totally agree. No, that's a great plans. And like, I think you're right. Like, it's good to be like proud of where you are, but if you're ever satisfied, that's when things start going backwards.
Yeah. And I would say in the gym, it's the gym industry is one of those things that I felt, and maybe even a little bit for myself, even though I had some prior experience, was like, oh, if you build it, they'll come.
No.
And it's so competitive. You're also fighting like a world that, I mean, let's call it what it is, isn't the healthiest. So
Right.
a lot more. I was like, I'm a gym owner last. I'm everything else before a gym owner. And I think we really need to keep pushing fitness and health.
Mm-hmm.
I was a teacher for 4 years too, kind of all while this was going on down in New York City. And I mean, just the obesity rates in children, and
oh yeah,
even like some personal family things that, even some of the doctor's advice, it's just more medication.
Yep.
And being a trainer, you can see what, and not to sound like a gym bro, but what lifting weights and going to the gym does for people. We need more of it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, I was really, I don't know, you probably don't know my story, but I was almost 300 pounds about 5 years ago. And
oh, wow. I didn't know.
Kept going to corporate gyms and kept quitting because it was miserable to work out there. Went to a locally owned gym, became a part of the family, and dropped 70 pounds in 1 year. And, when you lose that kind of weight in that kind of time, people are like, oh, what'd you do? I'm like, believe it or not, I watched what I ate and I went to the gym.
Yeah.
Imagine if somebody would have told me that before.
Right. And it's especially a lot of these, we'll call them, the corporate gyms, they lie to people on two fronts, right? They make it sound like it's easy, and it's not. It's hard work. Right. They also make it seem complicated so that they can keep telling you all these different things and products and all these different things. It's not complicated. I always tell people it's hard work, but it's not complicated.
That's one of the great, I love that you constantly see that, like, about the gym on social media, that people post, like, you can't buy your way into a healthy body.
Yeah.
Or you can't buy your way into a good physique. Like, you have to earn it, and you have to earn it every day, which is one of the reasons I love the gym. It's so amazing.
Exactly what you put into it is exactly what you'll get out of it.
100%.
It's the
so one of the questions we always ask gym owners towards the end of what we've been talking about is, now that you've had the gym for 2 years, you've had a personal training studio for 5, you've got this gym for 2, you've had a lot of different experiences, you've learned a lot. Is there some advice or a piece of advice that you would give to someone who's thinking about opening a gym?
Yes. So I would say, remember, you're everything but a gym owner. So you're a marketer, you're a salesperson, you're a people's person. Sometimes you're even a therapist. And then, so do your research on that stuff. And that's probably more crucial to your business than kind of the things we always immediately jump to, like, right, what's our color scheme going to be? What's our cool logo? And I would say the other part of it, and I kind of lived through it, right? Sometimes when you want to open up a business, it almost seems like you need to have tons and tons of money, or you need everything to be perfect. And no matter how many books you read or how much money you have, it's never going to be perfect. So just start. And that old expression of like, oh, you'll figure it out. You genuinely figure it out, because you can never game plan for all the things you're going to experience. So like, just get started, get into it,
100%.
Get your business side locked in, and then everything else, you will figure it out.
Yeah, it's like, it reminds you saying that reminds me of the people who say, well, I want to lose weight before I start going to the gym, because I'm
Man, I could have read tons of gym books, and there's some days I curse it, and other days I'm so thankful that I started in a place that kind of truthfully was failing, because you kind of learn all of those lessons, and my first time, as compared to maybe getting hit with them later on.
Yeah.
No book in the world could have prepared me for some of the things that I dealt with here.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I took over.
Hard knocks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So just get started and get rolling.
No, I appreciate your time. Is there anything else that you wanted to tell everyone about your gym before we say goodbye?
Well, first, I appreciate it. And truthfully, if you're just looking for a place that you want to come and you want to train, you actually want to make a serious change, and you want to have fun doing it, we're here for you. We have trainers. We give workout plans. We keep fresh meal prep here. We give nutrition plans. If you're an athlete, this is definitely the environment you wanted to be in. We have all of the, all your weightlifting, yada, yada needs. Like that's always here. It's all the support and the coaching as we come from that personal training background that we provide to everybody. So we're here. If you want to train and not be in a dirty, nasty gym, then you come to Fitt4Life.
Nice. Love that. So I thank you for coming on the podcast. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the hospitality at the gym. It was super excited, and we look forward to seeing what's next.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you. In a couple months, you got to make your way back over.
Oh, definitely. I have family in upstate New York. That's why I was there. I was going to a birthday party for my wife's cousin. So,
man, please let me know next time. We'll get you set up, and you're going to see some big changes over the next couple months. So
all right,
they'll be ready for you when you come over.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed this podcast, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more great content.